going on? How's everyone doing?
Shout out to Colin. Everybody else who's cool with Colin.
Chucky! I didn't say.
Get your popcorn and your Coca-Cola and relax.
Anyway, tell Colin I'm ready.
What's going on? This is Colin. How's everybody doing? Happy Tuesday. Hope you guys are all well. Hope you guys are all awesome. I know you guys are all awesome. Anyways, before we get started, special shout out to Laurel for the generous PayPal last night. She sent me a PayPal after the Members Monday, and she had some really kind words and some constructive criticism, and I appreciate that. I really do. So I will do my best in this video to adhere to your advice. And I think I can do that. But thank you so much for that. I appreciate those words. Anyways, I've got a good video. I've got a good random collection of clips for you guys tonight. You guys ready to watch them cord? Let's watch them cord. All right. Before I hit that play button, you know what to do. Hit the like and subscribe. Do your jump kick backflips. Let's go.
I believe she is.
She is.
Well, maybe we should just call the case. If Ms. Jacobs is on her way on Zoom, she should be here. Oh, there she is. Okay. All right. We'll call the case of People versus Anne Marie Crossgrove, file 23-4206 SM3. It's a date and time of sentencing. The conviction is trespass, refusing to depart. It's a 30-day maximum misdemeanor. Ms. Crossgrove is here in person with Mr. Conley. Ms. Truesdell is here for the People in person, and Ms. Jacobs is here for probation by Zoom. Ms. Crossgrove, pardon me, have you had the chance to go over this pre-sentence report with Mr. Conley?
Yes.
Okay. Is the report factually accurate, or are there corrections, additions, or changes that you'd like to have made?
It's factually accurate. We dispute the course of events as listed in
Okay.
the PSI. There's a video of all of it, Judge. There's a reason why it's a trespass, the plea offer was made for a reason. So the video shows what occurred if you want to watch it.
This is sentencing, Your Honor. Both the victim and the defendant have had the opportunity to make statements. Ms. Jacobs is here to give her recommendations. I don't think you can point to one thing and then say it really. The recommendations follow the facts as given to the probation officer. I don't think we can now say that didn't really happen. There's a video. Do you want to see it? If the court wants to see it, that's fine. It does demonstrate an assault, but I don't know if the defendant really wants to have that video shown to the court. And I guess what I'm saying, Your Honor, is to try to downplay it. They can dispute all they want, and I think she does dispute it in the pre-sentence investigation. Mr. Connolly can argue things different, but I think now to try to change up the facts, I don't think that's appropriate at this juncture. I mean, if she wants to withdraw her plea, we can go to trial on this, on an assault.
Well, that's one thing I was thinking about, but I think I have enough information here in the pre-sentence report. Defendant's statement does admit an assault, so I think I have enough. But during the course of this, if I decide that it's better to watch the video, then I guess we'll do that. So, all right. Then by way of elocution, are there comments, Mr. Conley? Oh,
Yes, Your Honor.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry, Your Honor. The people have a correction to the pre-sentence investigation.
Oh, okay.
Ms. Jacobs?
Yes.
Obviously you've drafted the recommendations from Ms. Crossgrove, correct?
Yes.
Is that pre-sentence investigation complete?
It is complete, however, due to own personal reasons for not being in the office for a couple of days, I would have recommended a at least short jail sentence as well. I had a coworker finish the report for me.
And so that was the point I wanted to make, Your Honor, because the recommendations are for jail time.
Mr. Conley?
It's obviously always up to your honor's discretion as to whether or not somebody receives jail. So I don't know why that's an amendment, but that's the same in every case. So
Okay, you're right. So by way of elocution, other comments?
yes, Your Honor, sorry. So you get the background here, Your Honor. My client's daughter was dating the victim's son. There was some altercation about returning a cell phone. Obviously, things got out of hand. It got heated. There was objects thrown. There was physical altercation. It went from bad to worse. So it never really needed to happen, I guess, is the issue here. My client's not, you've seen her record. She doesn't have a violent record. So I think it's just one of those situations where things got out of hand. Tempers got the better of folks. And unfortunately, children were there to witness it. It was a bad scene, Your Honor. So it's not the way it should have been handled. My client knows that you don't handle issues in a physical manner. So.
Well, okay. So Ms. Crossgrove, what would you like to say? And tell me what you did here, please.
What happened?
Yeah.
I went over there. She called me. I went over there to get the phone. She threw the phone at my face.
All right, I wanted to pause it before we we get this story. We got the story right when I paused it right when she threw the phone at my face. All right. Yeah, it's about to go down. This story is awesome. Not awesome. Entertaining, let's say that.
I had to dodge the phone. She had the opportunity to shut the door, and she kept opening the door. She pushed me, grabbed my hair. The first person to hit the ground was my daughter, if you watch the video.
Okay, but what did you do yourself to?
I hit her back to get her to let me go. It was back and forth. I have the video.
So why did this happen in the first place? It seems.
All right. Thank you so much, Biggin. I'll give you a official shout out here in a second, but I want to finish her side of what happened before I pause it again. So thank you so much for the raid, but I will give you a better shout out here momentarily.
It's like,
I went to get the phone.
well, it seems like because you bought the phone, apparently the victim's child was not supposed to have a phone.
She never said he couldn't.
The victim's son was living with my client, dating her daughter. That's where the phone, that's how the victim's son got the phone. So when the two broke up, he moved back in temporarily. I don't believe he lives there any longer.
No, he doesn't.
Hold on.
Sorry.
I don't believe he lives there any longer. He's out again, but she went there to get the phone back. That's how he got it. He had moved back in with his mom temporarily. She went there to get the phone that she had given him when he lived with her.
Well, so I mean, you shouldn't have even purchased him a phone in the first place. He
I
still,
shouldn't have. But
you should have, shouldn't have done that.
He didn't have a phone, and
Well, did he tell you that his mother took his phone away?
Shouldn't have done that. You gotta learn today. You gotta learn today. Laura, thank you so much for being a member for 2 months. That is awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And Biggin, thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate that as well. Thank you so much, big guy. And yeah, I think everyone over here is already a subscriber at Biggins. If you're not, why not? He has awesome content. I had to leave early tonight. I want to go see the Bork Bork Nom Nom video he put out, and I didn't get to see it. So I'm going to be watching that later. So make sure to go check him out, though. All right, let's go.
A form of grounding for a period of time.
tell me the phone broke.
Well, are you accepting any responsibility here?
Yeah, I am. I shouldn't have done it. It was stupid. And
So what did you do? You said, I think you said you hit Ms. Mauer.
after she grabbed me, yeah, I hit her. She had my hair, Your Honor. She attacked me first. And yeah, it was stupid. I shouldn't have done it because it's not showing my daughter a good example. It wasn't showing anybody a good example. I'm 42 years old. And
Yeah, you shouldn't be involved
too old
in
for
something
that.
like this.
you know,
But you told probation, this is your statement, that you saw red and you
I
stated
did.
you hit the victim a few times. while the victim had a hold of your hair. That's what you told probation, but you hit her a few times. Admitted you should not have done that. But I mean, that's true. You said that to probation, right?
Yeah.
All right. Would the victim like to speak, Ms. Truesdell? And that's
Yes,
Ms.
Your Honor, I believe Ms. Mauer.
Ms. Mauer,
Would like.
Jamie Mauer. Okay, she's here by Zoom. All right, Ms. Mauer, are there comments you'd like to make?
I would just like to add that she is still harassing my children. She was driving around Friday looking for my son, who is trying to break away from her, trying to leave this mess, and was talking to my 18-year-old daughter while she was at work. And I would like her out of our lives, my kids, my life. And my son was living at home. She took him that day.
Well, okay, so what does that mean? She took him that day.
She told him to get in her car, and he got in, and that's when she took him. And that was in the police report also. He was a runaway as of that point.
She'd been living with my client for 7 months. Just
Well,
No.
that's what, it was a little confusing.
That is not true.
And obviously, this is not what we're litigating, but I think, I think
Yeah.
Ms. Moore's turn to discuss the situation. We've heard from Ms. Crossgrove and her version of the story, and I think it's the victim's turn to make a statement.
That's fine, Your Honor, as long as it's about this offense, not about something that's totally unrelated. So
Okay,
No, this is weird. This is very weird and very confusing. I've seen this a couple times now. I still don't really understand what happened. So maybe all of us together can piece it. But, bathroom lady is claiming that the mom that threw the phone at, I don't know, at her face is, kidnapped her child. I mean, if you live with someone for 7 months because you're dating their child, it sounds like they're leaving you. It doesn't sound like you're kidnapping them. Anyways, I let's go. I don't want to jump to conclusions.
so, well, go ahead, ma'am. What would you like to say?
Ms.
I
Ms.
would
Mauer, go ahead.
I would just like this woman out of our lives, mine and my children's.
Well, okay.
Hey, Shannon. I was hoping you'd pop back up. Happy heavenly birthday to your mom. I wanted to make sure I shouted you out. I saw your comment on Biggins' channel. Yeah, my mom's birthday, my mom also passed away, and her birthday was last month. And you don't know how it affects you until it's that day, and it does affect you. So, yeah, I just wanted to make sure to give your mom a happy birthday shout out. So, but thank you for hanging out with us tonight, Shannon.
I don't know how close they live with with each other. I don't know if the son is back involved with the daughter. I mean, we're here to deal with a trespass conviction.
And that's true, Your Honor. I think the pre-sentence investigation also includes the basis for, there was a trespass. There was absolutely a trespass. But my concern going forward, Your Honor, is that even in the pre-sentence investigation, Ms. Jacobs says that defendant does not take responsibility for any wrongdoing, stated the victim attacked her first. The court's had the opportunity to see her this morning. She's still not taking responsibility. There is also a victim impact statement, which I'm sure you've read.
Yeah, I read that. Yeah.
And Ms. Mauer is present. So, I don't think probation is acceptable. I think a jail sentence is acceptable with a continuing no contact order. And if the victim and her family need to get a PPO, they can do so. But I think this is gonna happen again. Let me put it that way, unless there's some sort of consequences for Ms. Crossgrove's actions.
Well, I was going to say, and I hope this doesn't happen, but I hope there isn't any more adverse contact between you and Ms. Mauer or her daughter, okay? But And if there is, then it's up to the prosecutor as to whether they want to file charges based on what allegedly occurred, okay? What I have is this pre-sentence report here and a trespass conviction. I can't address everything that Ms. Maurer is telling me that is outside of the facts of this case. But I hope things like this don't happen again. It never should have happened in the first place. I think that because you bought the phone, I think that started this whole thing. But that there wasn't a trial, that's the other thing. You pled guilty to trespass, and we're here for that. It does look like you did commit an assault as well. I mean, you're saying here that you hit the victim. In fact, you said you admitted that you should not have hit the victim as many times as you did. So in some ways, it sounds like you're asserting self-defense, but in other ways, with a degree of hitting the victim, you went beyond self-defense, I think. But anyway, what would you like to say?
She had,
Big roll.
I have kids. I don't want to go to jail. She lives in Central Lake. I live in Blair. I have not seen her since. I don't want to see her. And the thing she's talking about Friday, cousin died. I wasn't even bothering anybody on Friday. I was at home mourning over my cousin.
Well, I'm sorry to hear about that, okay? But this, this is one side says one thing, one side says the other, and this is what we have right here. So
Right.
Judge's point is you don't have any reason to have any contact with her. or
No,
whatever.
I don't.
Then that's all point taken.
all right.
All right, that was a good place to pause. I saw a couple of people asking how old the children were. I think they said it earlier, but they're minors, but I think they're a little older, like 14, 15, 16 age. So they're not well, they are kids, but they're not, I don't know. They're old enough to leave home. Maybe they're even like 16, 17, 18. I don't know. I feel like they said it at one point. But okay, let's just go. Let's go.
Ms. Truesdale, anything further? Mr. Conley?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Are you working, ma'am?
Right now, no.
Actually, I did have a question on that. The pre-sentence report says you're unemployed since 2002 or 2022, and then your victim's impact statement stated that the defendant put you out of work for 2 weeks.
That's the victim impact statement.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. So what's the last job you had?
I worked at a gas station in town. I have a lot of health issues.
Well, what's your source of support? Well, all right. The recommendation is for no probation, so there won't be any probation. $100 fine, $300 court costs, $75 crime victims fee, $50 state fee, $275 attorney fee, and I'm not going to order community service work because I don't think I'm not sure whether you would do it. But I'll order 3 days in jail. You can report now, or you can report Friday afternoon at 5 and be released Sunday at 5 p.m. So, but this
Friday
is
at
just
5, Your Honor.
okay. Friday at 5, released Sunday at 5. This has got to stop between the two of you. This is ridiculous.
Understood, Your Honor.
The last thing is, ma'am, you're the one that's here, not Ms. Maurer. Okay, so, all right.
Thank you, Judge. So Friday, 5 o'clock? Okay. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. So, Mr. Johnson, do you have a matter?
Yeah, so that was a giant fight over, a potential kidnapping, I guess. And then a phone was thrown. Why can't everyone just get along? Let's just get along. Don't throw phones. I've thrown a phone before, and I regretted it. You know when you throw something and you like watch it sail? It was like the second it left my fingertips. I'm like, oh no, now I gotta get a new phone. Like before it was even destroyed. Yeah, not a good thing to do. Don't do that. All right. What's the next? I know what clips I have tonight. I don't know which order I put them in. All right. This is a interesting landlord-tenant. Again, I'm starting to really enjoy this judge. Every time I see his, notification pop up that he's live, I'm always watching him. One of the reasons are he reminds me of Biggin. If Biggin were a judge, I feel like this would be him, except a lot more of a southern drawl than Judge Norbeck has. All right, let's watch this train wreck. Oh, I have another milestone. Nan, my favorite not a number. I'm just kidding. I know. I say that all the time. Thank you so much for the 3 months, Nan. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you for hanging out with us tonight. All right, let's go.
00666 SC Emmons versus Nelson Hunt. You guys are here on a small claims case. What that means is you're here with me. We're trying to do this without attorneys. Neither of you is represented by an attorney. And you also are not asking to have any sort of jury trial. And so if both parties are ready to proceed in front of me as a small claims case, then the first thing I would do is swear you in. I need you to raise your right hands. You swear or affirm that anything you testify to here today would be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I swear.
Yes, sir, I swear.
Are either of you expecting other parties?
Not at the moment.
No, sir.
I just have one more person that's attempting to come in here on the, let me figure out who this party is. All right, T. Moore, what's your name, sir?
Thomas Moore.
And which case are you here for?
For the Secluded Acres Homeowners Association versus Steve Smith.
And are you here for plaintiff?
Plaintiff, yes.
Oh, okay. I'm just going to pop you back over in the waiting room. Miss Commons is also here on that case. I do not have a defendant at this point, so.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to get started here. I don't get too much information on these cases, but you guys the relationship was landlord-tenant, correct?
Yes.
Yes,
And you no longer live there.
correct.
And was this case ever in front of landlord-tenant? In other words, did the problem only come up after you moved out? You guys were never in landlord-tenant court with district court judges? All right. So, and then essentially, how much was the security deposit? 500, is that what I saw?
Yes, sir.
All right, and that was paid and not returned yet?
Correct.
All right, and then as per the tenancy here, you did in fact send a notice of damages out to the defendant at whatever her next address was, spelling out what that damage was. You also have dollar amounts attached to that. Who is it that you paid this money to, or you have not yet?
I have not.
I have not yet.
Okay. And who will you pay, sir?
Well, I am a contractor myself, a self-employed carpenter. So
Okay.
I'll be the one doing the work myself.
Okay, so you cannot sue for your labor, sir.
I know. That's why this is way under the amount that it should be.
Well, sir, I'm telling you right now, I can look at those numbers. That's not materials. You're also charging something for your labor. So I give you the opportunity to revise those numbers.
Well, you know how much stuff, well, maybe you don't, but how much stuff?
Yes, I do, sir.
Okay, a front door, Your Honor, a front door itself to today's world is $500, and I put
Okay,
on
what's wrong with the front door?
I put it in brand new before she moved in, and I have pictures here that somebody locked out somebody else.
Did you send the pictures,
sir? I did not, because I have like.
You did
over
not send the
100 here,
pictures, sir.
But I have some. To who? You or the the tenant.
Well, both would have been a good idea. First of all, let me ask,
I can
let me
get
start
them
this
to
the other
you.
way around. Ms. Nelson Hunt, do you believe there are damages above and beyond normal wear and tear that you would be responsible for?
Maybe.
And which ones would that be?
I don't know how it happened, but I came home one day and the window was damaged in my son's room on the outside, but I don't know what happened to it. Nobody could explain. We weren't home. I'm not 100% sure. Other than that, I tried to explain to him some of the things that was going wrong, and he just explained to me that due to my children, he was not going to repair any of the damages that happened and occurred. Like no working sink for 22 months because my kids did the damage, and I am not. He was saying he's not responsible for that, even though it was a clogged sink.
How long did you live there?
All right, that was a good time to pause. So, Biggin, our good friend Biggin, just started his own Reddit server, Reddit channel. Yeah, I think it's just channel. I don't think they're servers, but I pinned the link. So go check it out. Go check it out. I'm not a big Reddit user, and I think that's one of the social medias I need to get better at using. There's a lot of things on Reddit, but yeah, I'm not a big user of it, but I'm gonna check that out to see what's going on. Also, get a super chat. Was it me? Mary. Mary, I hope everything's okay. Hope everything's okay, and I'm glad you're here. And yeah, thank you so much for the super chat. But I hope everything's okay. You don't gotta get it. You don't have to get into the details. But I hope everything's okay. And yeah, so Mary, thank you, and check out Biggin's Reddit. All right, let's go.
4 years and 28 days by the time that I gave him notice that I was completely out.
All right. And how much were you paying during that time?
$500 every
rent?
month.
How much?
$500 in rent every month.
I just copied and pasted it. Does it not work? Oh man. All right, I'll try to figure that out. I'm sorry, but yeah, $500 of rent a month. Like it always, every time someone says, they're. Anyways, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. $500. Yeah. All right, let's go.
Due on the first.
So, as far as this, the damages here, I just want you to understand, Mr. Emmons, you understand that after 4 years, you're only going to be able to go for what's called above and beyond normal wear and tear.
Yes, sir.
In other words, when you say, "Oh, I'm replacing, carpet," it's because generally carpet would be replaced every so often, right? So you can't just charge your tenant for you to redo the whole place after they've been there for 4 years, right?
I understand that. Could I tell you something, Your Honor?
Yeah.
I am missing all the interior doors in that place. The carpet has a spot where the bed was, and the rest is all soiled, but I'm not even worried about the carpet. Somebody moved a cat in there. There's supposed to be no pets. There is claw marks all over my trim on the windows. There are holes punched in almost every wall in every room. That brand new
you explaining that to me versus you showing it to me would have made a huge difference.
Well, I can bring you some pictures, or I have them right here in front of me.
Yep, and today's the day for court, right?
Yes, sir. That's why I got pictures right here for me.
So when were you going to bring them to me?
I'm new to this Zoom thing, so I got pictures right here, a whole pile of them.
All right. But it sounds like I read in your lease, you've probably been a landlord for a while, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you know how this works. But I do agree with you that you're telling me you don't even know where the interior doors are. They're gone.
Absolutely.
All right, so that's a solid concrete thing, Miss Nelson Hunt, we need to get to the bottom of. What
Yes, sir.
happened to the interior doors?
I honestly couldn't tell you. I'm sorry, I don't know. I took them off, put them in the shed.
Okay.
There are
Okay,
no
Yeah, I call bullshit. She didn't take them off and put them into the shed. I don't know what. Now she has kids. Now, you know what? I'm not going to speculate. It's just taking the interior doors off. You're not. I mean, let's say you put them in the shed. They would be in the shed, right? They would be in the shed. They would probably be destroyed. You don't want to keep indoor doors inside of a shed that's probably not climate proof. Probably going to warp the doors. You're going to have to replace them anyways. But I don't believe anything this woman says. I'm just going to say it right now. I don't believe anything she says. But she does make a big mistake here in a second. She does.
you took them off, you put them in the shed.
Correct.
And I'm assuming, Mr. Emmons, you've looked in the shed?
Yes, sir. There are no doors in the shed.
All right. So you understand that something like that, Miss Nelson Hunt, you're just going to be on the hook for whatever he tells me he has to pay for those doors.
Okay.
All right. So I guess we'll just go through this one at a time. So the front door, and I'm assuming I saw this, you actually did a walkthrough at the beginning of your tenancy and signed off that there was issues or was not issues with things in the apartment, right?
Correct.
Okay. So front door, he says there are.
Yeah, sorry to pause it again so quickly. I took that pin link down. I reached out to the person that sent me the link, and they said they're going to check on it. So hopefully I get a new link here shortly. I didn't click on it before I pinned it. I just assumed the link was good, but I did test it, and yeah, it is a bad link. So hopefully we get a new link shortly. Or maybe, I don't know. Is it being too new a thing? I don't know. Again, I don't know how Reddit works.
Gouges and forceful indentations to the outside of the front door. And therefore he needs to replace it. Are you contesting that, ma'am?
No.
Are you agreeing with it? All right.
Oh,
And then
there is some damage to it, but I can't say what it was from. I do have audio and video of everything when I moved out.
okay, did you send that into court or did you send it to Mr. Emmons?
I did not do either one because I was going to ask for a court-appointed attorney today.
Ma'am, you only get court-appointed attorneys if you can go to jail. This is a civil case. You cannot go to jail. You would not get a taxpayer-appointed attorney. Now, if you wanted to use an attorney because you're being sued for over $5,000, you could do that. But if you wanted to use an attorney, this kicks over to what's called general civil, and you're not in small claims anymore. If either one of you requests to kick it over to general civil, that would be granted and it would go to general civil. We're trying to do this without attorneys. So we need to clarify that, ma'am. So I can clarify for you, you would not get a free attorney provided for you by the court.
Okay.
And so your choices are to proceed without an attorney like we are right now, or you're saying, I want to go get a lawyer and hire them.
Go ahead and
So-
proceed.
Okay. So if you're not contesting the front door, him telling me that that front door is $450 is going to allow that. Hole kicked in the paneling. Okay, so here's the way this works when we're talking about holes. If you're talking about holes because someone nailed something up like a painting, a nail hole, that's not considered a hole beyond normal wear and tear. I'm assuming when you say hole kicked in paneling, you're talking about something bigger than that.
Yes, sir.
All right. Ma'am, do you have an explanation or do you wish to contest that there's hole in the drywall?
I would like to state that hole was there before we moved in, and I have evidence of that. And no, I did not
And
turn it in to anybody.
That's sort of very clear, ma'am. If you can show me that that hole was there before, then that's going to put a very big problem in front of Mr. Emmons sitting here.
All right. If you're moving into a space that has clear damage, you better document that. Or don't move into it. Don't move into it. Especially if they don't repair it in a reasonable amount of time. Just saying. This guy being a contractor, I'm gonna say that there wasn't a hole previously before you moved in. I'm just gonna say that. I don't know for sure. But while we're paused, Kathy Berry, thank you so much. Hold on, did I already say Kathy? I think I already did. I think I already thanked you for the 4 months, but if I didn't, thank you so much for the 4 months, Kathy. That is awesome. And then the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, Kathy. I appreciate it. And welcome to all the 5 new members. And then Stephanie re-upping 4 5 months. That's awesome. That is awesome, Stephanie. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. Thank you for being a member for 5 months. That is awesome. I appreciate it. All right, let's finish this train wreck of a hearing. Yeah, this judge is like, come on, guys. Neither one of you has this together, but we haven't come to the mistake she made yet. I'll call it out here shortly. I'll call it out.
Because he's asking for thousands of dollars, everything that went wrong in this place, and is attributing them all to the time that you lived there, and is saying under oath, those problems weren't there before you moved in. So how are you going to show me that that problem was there when you moved in?
Is there any way that we can postpone it so I can turn the evidence into you?
I think that
That
might be a
what
great
happened
idea, because
before.
I believe Mr. Emmons also has quite a bit of evidence he would like to turn into the court.
Okay.
All right.
Your Honor,
So,
can I speak?
yes.
So I provide everybody with an itemized list of an inventory checklist when people move in, okay?
Yeah.
Just like I'm supposed to. And she signed it that she received it when she first
Well,
moved in.
let me just
You're
tell
supposed
you,
to-
Mr. Emmons, I'll slow things up. If she's gonna tell
Okay.
me that she had a sink that was broken for 2 years, that you said, well, I'll fix that when you leave because that's your fault, we're gonna have a lot of issues with you trying to get any money out of her. But I'm gonna leave.
Shannon, so the way that the closed captioning works is the courts don't always have them on, especially when you're watching it live. Someone else said that some courts do, some courts don't. But I have all of my closed captioning turned on, and I would prefer them all to be up. But it's not always in my control. I have them turned on. Without an actual transcript, I don't know how I could do it before the video starts. I don't know. But yeah, no, I'm being a guy that is mostly deaf. So I'm more than 50% deaf. I'm 100% deaf in one ear from childbirth. So I watch closed captionings, and that's what I do. That's how I watch things. Ask Heather. We watch movies, and I'm reading the movie just because if we turn it up loud enough for me to hear it, it's way too loud. So I'm a big fan of closed captioning, but it's out of my control most of the time. Hopefully that answered your question.
Leave that till you guys
I
can
understand, but
submit all your
accusation
evidence.
is. Okay, but what she said about that sink is not true. I am Johnny on the spot. I have 4 other rentals back there. When anybody asks me something that needs to be fixed, I am there, Your Honor.
Okay.
All this
So what I'm saying
is
is,
a lie to
right now
cover
is
up
the
all the
day where you
damages.
guys are just going to say stuff. I think maybe it's
Sorry, I was muted. Legal fiction. I didn't miss it. I think that person is trolling and they wanted to get their name called out. There's no Cash App. I looked when I read the comment. I looked. Thank you so much, Legal Fiction, for the super chat. But I think we both gave in to exactly what they were hoping for. So yeah, but yeah, if you did send me a Cash App to him, I didn't receive it. Just saying.
better if you provide me with your pictures and your texts back and forth of anything that you think is relevant for this hearing, and that perhaps we should do it on a different day. So let me be clear. The next time we're here, if you said, oh, well, there was a text where she said, "Oh, I'm sorry, my kid put a hole in the wall," and you don't send me that text. Don't tell me about that text at the next hearing. And ma'am, if you're saying, "Hey, here, oh, I have a picture of that hole that was there on day one, but I didn't send it in," those things are gonna, they're gonna be less credible to me if you don't submit when you have the opportunity to submit. But I'm gonna give you both an opportunity to submit everything that you think should be part of this hearing. And essentially what we'll do is adjourn this. I'd say 2 weeks is plenty reasonable, right?
Yes, how do we get text to you, Your Honor? If there is a text that we do have to, there's something to provide you.
You can send electronic evidence or you can hard copy, print them out. But you have to turn them into the court ahead of time is the only way I'm able to see them when you're presenting on Zoom.
All right, I guess I'll have to figure out how to get text, but I don't really have a whole bunch of text from her on any damages.
Okay, that's fine. I just was guessing because nowadays everybody has text. So instead of them saying, "Oh, I said this," and then they said this, they just send me in 40 pages of text and I can read it myself. But you both are say, I see that Mr. Evans has pictures, and Ms. Nelson Hunt, you said that I think you said that you had pictures. We want to turn those in ahead of time so that we can all be looking at the same pictures. All right.
So I will bring all these pictures down to where I first filed, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
And sir, you're going to have to also bring your receipts for all these materials you're buying. You can't say, "I spent, $900 on a bedroom closet door replacement," or that you're planning on spending that.
Well,
essentially you're asking for damages, out-of-pocket damages are things that you actually spent money on out of your pocket to make better.
Right, I have not even worked on the rental unit yet, sir.
Okay, well, let me explain the difference for you guys between this. In general civil, you can sue for, "Oh, and then I had to drive to court, and so this is how much gas it cost me, and I want to sue for these things that I haven't ever even spent money on, but I think I'm going to spend money on them," or this person, caused me an intentional infliction of emotional distress. In small claims, you can only sue for money that you're actually out of pocket. So essentially, Mr. Evans, you could sue for your labor in general civil, but here you cannot. You would have to sue for what you actually paid for out of funds to replace things that the tenant did. Does that make sense? The difference between the two?
Yes, but what if I don't get to this project for a year because I am so booked up, and then how do I go about doing this?
Then you would sue a year from now. You have 3 years to do it.
So I can come back with the same case to you after I did the work.
Or you could say, "Oh, here's a printout from the page of the door I'm gonna buy, and here's what they charge for it at Menards." But you guessing what the door costs doesn't really do us much good.
So if I provided you with how much that door would cost, how much them windows would cost. As far as the drywall goes, it's a modular home and it's got wallpaper drywall. So it's not your standard, just go ahead and put a little patch, fix the hole. You got to replace the whole piece or cover it up. That's where that gets really expensive.
And I would tell you right now,
but yeah,
here's what you guys have to look forward to. One is landlords are always held to the standard of what they did or didn't put in writing. Mr. Evans, you seem to be what I would call ahead of the game for you actually doing your paperwork correctly and having your lease and your checklist and all that. The other thing is too, that there are certain expectations of what you would have to replace anyway of someone living in the unit for 4 years and paying you rent for 4 years. That's also going to be a consideration. It's not that they get to put you back to where this place looked before she was there. But if there, someone did damage to the place, that's what she would be on the hook for.
That was one of the nicest rental units I had until she moved in, sir.
All right. Well, essentially what I said, like I said, I think that works. You will get new notices, but let's adjourn this for 2 weeks. In that 2 weeks, what you need to do is send into court whatever you want me to see. All right?
Okay,
Thank you.
With
Thank
that,
you.
I'm gonna go ahead and release parties. Thank you.
All right. So I teased it a few times. The mistake she made, she didn't have to agree to an adjournment. He can't prove anything right now. She's going to come back and she's going to owe a lot of money. If she would have just said, no, I don't want an adjournment, I want to do this now, she would have still owed money. She said that some of the damage was hers, but now they're going to come back and the bill is going to be a lot higher because the landlord didn't provide proof to the court and to her for the damages before this. And this is, like the judge said, that was the day of trial. So yeah, I'm not saying that she should have known that, but she shot herself in the foot. She she probably went from owing about $1,000, maybe $1,500, where she's probably gonna get the whole receipt on her tab now. But he still has to figure out a way to collect that money. Anyways, okay, next one. Next one is just a little trigger warning. Mental health matters. And I don't necessarily like playing these kind of videos, but it's interesting. I love the way that the judge handles this. I love the way that the attorneys handle it, which is why I'm playing it. It's not outlandish, but it's just so we're all aware before we go into this. All right, let's go. Wait, am I caught up on supers? Yep, I'm caught up. All right, let's go.
Catherine Tobar.
Okay, so this is the date and time set for a probable cause conference.
Your Honor,
Go ahead.
I explained to Ms. Tobar that in exchange for a plea of disorderly person, that the prosecutor would withdraw all the felony charges, dismiss them, and that she could be fined, whatever fines and costs the court impose today, and she could be done with the case pretty much. She thinks the case is about a robbery and someone wooing the man and the man being cousins and is off to the races. And I can't believe I have to do this, but she has to be referred for competency and criminal responsibility.
Okay,
Okay.
I appreciate that. So that's what we'll do. Mr. Hodge, if you would prepare the order, then I'll.
Excuse me, it's not his cousin, it's her cousin. This lady has been treating me bad for many years using a psychic up ahead, and she's trying to get the man that's with me now. He's not doing anything bad. She is with her whole family, and she's robbed me, and I'm an oiler. I've been robbed so many times by this lady and her family. I need help
Ms. Tobar,
against them.
Ms. Tobar, hang on. Ms. Tobar, hang on.
Because no, I
Ms.
told my
Tobar.
lawyer the truth, and she's saying everything wrong. She even says my name is Karen. I said my name is Catherine. And then this lady goes up ahead and hires everyone, and she works for that lady.
Ms. Tobar, I'm gonna have to mute you if you keep interrupting me, okay? I can see that you're very upset. And I know that these are very serious charges, and I want to make sure that we proceed in a way that your rights are protected, okay? And so for me to be able to do that, we have to have you meet with someone to make sure that you don't need any additional help to help us get through this process, okay? You're not convicted of anything. This is just the very first hearing on these charges, and we want to see which direction we need to proceed. So I'm going to adjourn today's hearing. We're going to get some more time.
No, I want to adjourn. I want you to understand what's going on. This lady has been robbing me forever, and her whole family's involved. And that man's card, because she's mentioning a card. The man's card
Ms. Tobar, I'm going to have to mute you if you keep interrupting me. Ms. Tobar, I'm going to have to mute you. So we will have an opportunity in the future to get in possibly to all those facts and circumstances. But right now, I need to first see and have you meet with someone to see if we need any additional help here as we make these through these proceedings. So you're
that's them always saying I'm crazy so they can get away with everything they've done to me my whole life. I'd like my money back. They've been robbing me, and I'm an oiler. They even have my oil.
Ms. Tobar, we're going to get you a date.
They always say I'm crazy when I'm not.
We're going to get you a date.
People up ahead. The doctors are hired up ahead. Everything up ahead.
Turn you off if you yell.
We're going to get you a date. You need to meet with that person. It's a court order that you meet with that person. And if you fail to meet with that person, then I'm going to have to put you in custody to make sure that you meet with them. And I don't want to do that. Okay. So when you get that notice, I need you to meet with them so that we can keep moving forward with this process and give you all your rights to these hearings as we move forward. Do you understand that, Ms. Tobar?
Well, in the other court hearings, I already mentioned about they're fighting over a man. And then
We'll
they've
get to
also
that
been
point,
robbing me
Ms. Tobar.
forever.
I
And she
need to
sent me
hear
to an
from you.
evaluation already,
Ms.
Judge.
Tobar, I need to hear from you.
What you're saying, I was already sent to an evaluation by another judge because she keeps charging me with tons of things that I didn't do. It is her and her family always treating me bad for this date. And that's what I wanted to tell you, Judge.
All right. Well, we will have an opportunity to have those hearings, but we first have to have you meet with someone, okay? And so that's what's going to happen first. And I need to hear from you that you understand that, and you will make your appointments when you're notified of
I
them.
don't mind making my appointments, but I already went in front of the judge because she keeps doing this with different judges and different cases. And it's her and her family after a man that's wooing me right now.
Are you still on Lafayette in Royal Oak?
I already went in front of the judge because she keeps doing this with different judges and different cases. And it's her and her family after a man that's wooing me.
And so that's what's going to happen first. And I need to hear from you that you understand that, and you will make your appointments when you're notified of
I
them.
don't mind making my appointments, but I already went in front of the judge because she keeps doing this with different judges and different cases. And it's her and her family after a man that's wooing me right now.
Are you still on Lafayette in Royal Oak?
There's a church that I put but I can't receive mail there. You're gonna have to put 1717.
Hang on, you have a new address to give you the mail to?
Well, the mail is going to start the 1717 where they do accept mail, but I thought they might accept mail here and they don't. So this is the wrong address for mail. There's a different church near or by here. The other one is Star Presbyterian, and they will take my mail there. Because I am homeless, because they want me on the floor lower homeless, so he never actually takes this date.
Okay.
Because he'd like to date me.
All right. So before you leave today, I need you to stop at probation and provide. And we'll go from there. We'll see you again soon. Mr. Hodge, if you'd submit the orders, I'll sign the same. All right.
Will do, Judge.
Ms. Tobar, take care. We'll see you soon, okay?
Okay, goodbye.
Take care. Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Dwyer.
you, Your Honor.
Judge.
Ms. Tobar, you're gonna have to disconnect now, okay? We know you know the next steps, and I'll see you soon.
There's another case where they sent someone in before court and forced me to plead guilty. So
Ms.
please
Tobar.
get rid of this woman and her family. And it's
Ms.
about a
Tobar.
man
Ms. Tobar,
and a lot of money.
it's Ms. Tobar. It's not appropriate for me to talk to you anymore because your case for today is done. So I just need you to follow the steps that I talked about, and we'll see you soon for those next hearings. All right.
This is a gang I'm dealing with, Judge. Please.
All right. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Yeah, I love how the judge handled that. He did a really good job. Kudos to the attorneys. I think everyone handled that well. So that's why I wanted to show that. Don't generally show cases like that, but yeah, I just wanted to show how, I just feel like they were trying to protect her the best they could. Before I go any further, thank you so much, Dwight. Just a small thank you, just because I appreciate it, Dwight. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, next one. Next one is the last clip, unless you guys want a bonus clip. I've got a bonus clip that I can't really play anymore because I didn't get the second part. The second part didn't happen. But the first part was kind of funny. But that will be the bonus clip if you guys want a bonus clip. But this last one, we've got a crier. We've got a crier. And it's an interesting / funny case. And yeah, you'll see. You'll see. All right. You guys are all awesome. Let's go. Not turtles. Not turtles. Turtles is not the bonus clip.
Both of your sakes, I do hear. I had a chance to look at the file. This is looks like an auto accident for amount claimed. Have the two of you talked at all?
No.
No? Would it help if I give you a minute to talk?
I'm willing to talk. I'm not sure if it'll help or not.
Yeah, sure. Mr. Hall, do you want to talk to Mr. Keeling for a minute? Maybe you can resolve something outside of here.
Well, at the moment, I really don't really like know what to say.
Okay. Did you have insurance on your vehicle?
I mean, yes, I was I had Progressive. I had full coverage. I was working at that time for Instacart. So at
So
that time,
don't tell me too much yet. I'll give you both a chance to talk. Mr. Keeling, for your sake, though, there is a limit on what I can do with a no-fault claim for damages. It's $3,000 plus court costs. Just so that you're aware that I don't want to blindside you with, giving you an amount that, because you did have under 5,000 some odd.
Okay. Yeah, I heard rumors of that. I didn't. I figured you'd know.
Hey, you know what? You might as well, yeah, go down there what you can. We can sort through it. If the two of you want to talk, though, I'll let you talk for a minute if it'll help. You want to try, Mr. Hall? Yeah, Mr. Hall, do you want to try?
I mean,
if not, we'll just have a hearing.
I mean, we can talk, but I don't know what to talked about or to discuss about.
Well, okay, he's asking for damages he's asked for 5,000. I just told him there's a limit of what I can do regardless is 3,000 plus court costs if I find that he's got his claim. Okay.
I mean, that's gonna be my offer, 3,000 plus court costs. That's what I.
All right. I've been growing my beard out. You guys want to see? I'm about like a week away from Biggins. You ready for this? You ready? You ready? So close to Biggins.
Go on,
Okay. Do you want to think about it for a minute, Mr. Hall? Do you want to proceed with a hearing right now? We can do it either.
I mean, I can just proceed with the hearing.
Okay. Why don't both of you raise your right hands for me? Do you swear from the testimony you're about to give will be the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
Mr. Keeling? Okay. And Mr. Keeling, this is your claim. I kind of laid a little bit of groundwork with what I needed. Why don't you tell me, is this an accident that occurred on October 17th, 2023 in, where was it? Looks like, where was the accident at, I guess?
Should be Vienna Township.
Vienna? Oh, okay. Is that the corrected date? October 17th?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so and it sounds like Mr. Hall agrees to that too. What, Mr. Keeling, what kind of vehicle were you driving?
2004 Cadillac DeVille GTS.
Okay, DeVille. Okay. And apparently you were, according to what you're claiming, it looks like you got rear-ended. Is that true?
That's correct.
Okay. Why don't you tell me where you were at when you got rear-ended? What roads were you on?
We were on Vienna. We started out on Vienna heading west.
Okay.
Right at Walmart there at Linden Road, it turns from 2 to 1 lane.
Okay.
Gentleman moved over, didn't turn on his turn signal, and I had to take extraordinary effort to keep from getting hit. Okay. Now when people drive and don't seem to be paying attention, I pass them. I figure if they're going to cause an accident, do it back there behind me, So I passed him, and then he started tailgating me. So I said, at first I sped up by 5-10 miles per hour, and he stayed right on my tail. So then I slowed down to about 25 and actually pulled over onto the shoulder, and he stayed behind me. We came up on a road, and I said, well, I'm just going to turn around altogether and get him off my tail. So there is actually a parking lot right on the corner of, I think it's Elms and Vienna. It's a heating and cooling place. I pulled into the parking lot. I turned around. I looked both ways. It was all clear. And I started going back down Vienna. I'm an old man. I was accelerating slowly. And I look up in my rearview mirror and I saw him turn around underneath the light and then zoom up on me, and he hit me. He hit me in the rear end, and then he took off and went down the road. I stopped to pull over, and he just kept going.
Okay. And where was that at exact? Was that at the Elms and Vienna Road? Is that where?
It was, I think the police estimated 350 feet east of Elms on the south side of Vienna.
Okay, but were you coming out of I guess a lot at this time, and then you saw the defendant, or how'd that happen?
I pulled out when I stopped before I turned back on to Vienna. I stopped, looked both ways, nothing, and he was at the light.
Okay,
and
I'm sorry, where's that light at then? At that point,
right at Elms and Vienna.
Okay, how
He
far?
was facing west at that point.
Oh, okay.
And I'm turning to go. I'm turning to go east.
Okay.
Okay. And I saw him at the light facing west.
Okay.
And then I started heading east, and I saw him turn around underneath the light and come flying up on my rear end, and then he hit me. When he hit me, I was doing about 25. I had just started accelerating up to speed.
Okay. Anybody get hurt?
We have some mental and emotional damage on my wife. But,
I'm not laughing.
She was on in a major accident almost exactly a year prior to this, and she's scared of driving. And I've been driving her everywhere, which is just this huge. It's been really hard on me.
Yeah.
And so now with this accident, she's not willing to jump back into the car. So
Yeah.
it's continued to pile on me, and of course, her mental health as well.
Yeah.
She struggles with mental health. So
Okay. You
I don't mean to
understand
make light of it, but I know I can't
Yeah.
really get damages for that,
Yeah, okay. Okay. Mr. Hall, what do you want to tell me about what happened?
Only thing I remember.
All right. Let's just say I feel bad for this kid, kind of, sort of, maybe. But yeah, he wasn't ready for court. He wasn't ready for court. And you'll hear it. He tries to say the same thing the beard dude just said. You'll see it. He like line for line, he copies a couple of things he said. But he needs to be better prepared. Let's just say that.
From the accident is that we wasn't driving fast. I wasn't telling nobody because I was working for Instacart. So I'm not in a rush or anything. I wasn't behind my time. I was really on my time accurately. At that point in time, I was literally just looking for the street. When I had turned around, when he was specifying to turn around, I missed my street because I was like driving slow, because we were driving slow, but that wasn't a problem with me. I'm trying to find the street, so I missed the street. It was the street before that, the street that before the turn. It was like a little street. I'm not sure what Clio, but it was a little street that you turn, and it was like kind of like hard to see. So I had turned the same time. My focus wasn't on Mr. John or anyone else. It wasn't trying to. Well, it said it was reckless driving and stuff like that, and road rage. It was not road rage at all. I wasn't telling nobody. He was actually in front of me the whole time. I didn't maneuver. Clio got police. They got cameras everywhere, especially up on right there. He was in front of me the whole time through. I called the police as soon as it was the accident, because I couldn't see nothing, because I was more I hit the dash and I couldn't see anything. So when I pulled over, I was on the phone with the cops, and the cops had told me to pull over, told me to stop and pull over. I stopped and I swerved and I pulled over. I didn't flee.
Okay, how far away from the accident were you?
I'm not sure. I told the cop I couldn't stop, and I was keep on driving because I
Well,
couldn't stop.
wait a minute. Why didn't you stop when you got in the accident?
because my nerves and everything. I couldn't see and everything. I didn't even know I was driving until they kept asking me a question like, am I driving this? And I said, yeah.
What do you mean you gotta help me out? Why would you not know you're driving?
My nerves was everything was bad and in shock. Like right now I'm in therapy. I can't drive. I haven't drove a car. I haven't drove in nobody's car. I'd be scared to get in the front seat. I can't get in my mama front seat. I can't get nobody front seat. I can't get nowhere. I've been in therapy. I've been in physical therapy. I've been mental therapy. I go to my doctor monthly. I got a torn bicep. My bicep is torn. I'm going through a lot of stuff. I wish I didn't know how to talk to the guy and try to resolve a problem. I wish I knew what to say. I'm sorry that we got into this incident, that this occurred. I'm sorry that all this happened to your wife. I apologize. I know how that feel right now. Being not able to do nothing, not even moving. I can't even get in the car. It's hard.
Okay.
I got 2 daughters and I can't work right now. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Keeling, why, and I'm just curious, why didn't you file a claim with his insurance carrier, I guess?
I
Or
did.
maybe you did.
And I have the sheet right here where they denied it because he was working for Instacart. They won't insure him because he was doing an Instacart ride at the time.
All right. So what a lot of people don't know is when you drive on Instacart or you do DoorDash, you do any of those, that's, as sovereign citizens would say, you're driving for commerce. And when you sign up for insurance, you have to answer if you're going to be driving for commerce because it's going to be more expensive. Most people are just going to click no on that because they want to avoid it. I clicked yes. I think my premium went up like, I don't know, $5 a month. But here's the thing. If you lie on that and say no, you're screwing yourself. And that's why they're in court right now. That's why they're in court right now, because he said no on that and it was declined. Just saying. But also go back to his story. I can't get in the front seat. I can't get in the driver's seat. It's exactly what that dude just said about his wife. You're using the same lines you just said. Hey, just, you know what? Sometimes you just got to bite the bullet. Hey, I didn't click yes on this bubble, and now this guy's suing me for all this money. Yeah, that's what you get, man. That's what you get. All right, before we go further, Dwight, my beard is longer. My beard is longer in Hairston lower back. Hairston. My beard is longer in Hairston lower back. I'm going to guess that's a typo. I'm going to try to figure this out. My beard is longer and I'm going to say hairier on my lower back. My beard is longer and hairier on my lower back. I still don't think that's right. Dwight, let me know what you meant. Thank you so much for the super chat, but I have no idea what you're trying to say. All right, let's go.
Oh, okay.
I thought I put it on your stuff.
Gotcha. I didn't see it. No.
All right, there we go. So that makes more sense. I think Allie just that is exactly what he was probably trying to say. Yeah, your hair on your lower back is longer than my beard. Yeah, I've only been growing it for like 6 months. I still got like 17 years before I got, about 6 inches off my. I'm just kidding. But this is see, when was the last time I shaved? I'm gonna say I'm about 3 weeks. I think I'm at about 3 weeks. I'm gonna stick with that. I'm gonna stick with that answer. This is 3 weeks. Here, I'll even show you again. This is 3 weeks. Yeah, I can't grow facial hair. I can't. It does not look good. But when I shave, I look like I'm 12. So I gotta find a happy medium. I either have shitty facial hair or I look like I'm 12. So there's no medium for me.
I didn't see it on there, but that's what it was. Not that he didn't have insurance, he was just outside of the scope of what was being insured.
They won't insure him because he was, what do they call that, gig,
Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. Mr. Hall, I think what you're emotionally, I think you're being sincere with what's happened, but quite frankly, not buying the whole story. It sounds like you turned around and came up on him. I don't understand that.
I didn't come around. I missed the street. We was driving, and I was just driving
What
straight.
street were you missed a street? What street were you looking for?
I think it was Beverly. It was the street before the M Street. It was a little street in the corner part before you get there.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess I'm not gonna belabor it for. I do find that defendant is at fault for the accident. Order damages of $3,000. Mr. Keeling, I bet. Let's see. Filing fee of $70. It looks like process serving fee of $40. Does that sound right? Is that correct?
Well, I got a receipt for 50, and then I paid her some more money for something else. I think it was so she could file for alternative service.
Oh, yeah, there would have been probably a $20 motion fee.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think she was 70 as well total.
70, okay. And I do see a
70
postage.
filing fee, 70 for the process server, and 50 for process server, another 20 for the filing fee for alternate service.
And that makes sense. Yeah. And there was a proof of mailing that was a mailing for $4.24. Was that?
Yeah, that was,
Who
I would
read
have
into
paid
your-
that too, yeah.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I paid all that, yeah.
Okay. So if that was $74.24, does that sound right?
Probably something like that, yeah.
Okay.
I just want to say to the defendant, I'm a minister, and I'll be praying for you, brother. I feel for you, I do. I really do. And I'm sorry you're going through all that.
I'm okay. I don't believe it. The judge don't believe me. I don't believe him.
Okay.
Yo, man, you gotta push that anger aside. You gotta push that anger aside. You hit him. I don't know what you expected. What you hit him, you left the scene. They didn't charge you with fleeing the scene. This is just a civil action. You were gonna get charged with something, or not charged. You weren't gonna win this. I have no idea what you expected to come into this. I'm glad he showed up. Good for him. Kudos to him for showing up and participated in the hearing. But yeah, I mean, the guy reached out to him. Beard guy he sounds like a legitimate guy. And whether or not everything he said was truthful at the beginning, I still believe his story over, Instacart guy. We're just going to start giving everyone nicknames. But yeah, just to shut him down like that, go hang out with him. You owe him $3,000 at this point. Go to he says he's a minister. Go, or a pastor, whatever he said. Go shake his hand. He may forgive, or at least give you a long time to pay it. Just saying, man. Just don't just throw it. Don't throw it away.
Okay. Well, he's trying, sir. Court costs $144.24 for a total of $3,144.24. Judgment for plaintiff. Okay. Mr. Hall, I appreciate. I hope you're getting some help as well. But that's for today's. That's the judgment. $3,144.24. Okay. Good luck to both of you. Okay.
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Well,
That's not.
well, I appreciate not feeling that way, but Mr. Killing, listen to you.
All right. Yeah. And then he leaves with that's not fair. That's not fair. You hit him. I don't know what you expect. Don't know what you expected. That your tears were all of a sudden going to be like, oh, he's really sad that he hit you. So you don't owe him any money. It doesn't work that way. You hit him. All right. You guys ready for this bonus clip that it's going to make no sense now? All right, before I go on, Legal Fiction, thank you so much for the Beard Wax Fund. Yeah, Beard Wax Fund. Also, Georgia Peach, Georgia Peach, I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're hanging out with us tonight. I haven't given you a proper shout out. Georgia Peach, I hope you're doing well. It's really good to see you. And yeah, I hope you're having an amazing day. And I hope you're having the best time of your life. I'm about to start singing now. All right, let's go to this bonus clip. Otherwise, I'm going to start singing, and nobody needs to be part of that. I did that once, and I got told off, so never again. All right, bonus clip. Let's go. Oh, do I have an intro set on this? What's going on? Sorry, guys. I didn't know I had an intro already. I had this ready. Now, for everyone who doesn't know, I said this a little earlier. No, Georgia Peach. It's very good to see you too. I don't want to call you Georgia Peach. It's very good to see you too, Peach. So this case happened last week. The follow-up was supposed to be yesterday, and it wasn't on YouTube. It wasn't there. You'll see at the end, but he was supposed to be in person yesterday, and it wasn't on YouTube. So I was waiting to see what would happen yesterday, but now it's just a wasted clip because it didn't show up. So this one is just a normal clip until the end, and then at the very end of it, you're gonna get excited. You're gonna get really excited, and then we have no idea how it ends. So that's why it's a wasted clip, which is, So congratulations. I'm using a wasted clip as a bonus clip tonight because I'm not gonna premiere it anymore. But yeah, enjoy it. It sounds so bad. I love you all. Thank you so much for hanging out tonight.
What's the case?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have one for Mr. Jenkins?
There is no PSI on file for Jenkins.
Okay. Okay, so Judge, you do that one first. And Ms. Altler and Ms. Nelson, they have theirs.
Hold on. All right, we only have Walker and
Hamilton.
Hamilton. Yeah. Okay. Let me get back. All right, let's do this. All right, Miss Judge Davis, you have Nairobi Jenkins.
Yes, sure. Good morning, but I do not have a PSI. I think it sounds, I'm not sure. I spoke with him yesterday.
Yeah, he's here. All right, let me call the case. Mr. Jenkins, can you hear me?
Yes.
This case 2405527701, people versus Nairobi Jenkins.
Calvin agent for the people, Your Honor.
Good morning, Your Honor. Kalia, Kahlilia Davis, 729, for Mr. Jenkins, who is present by Zoom. Mr. Jenkins, will you state your name for the record?
My name is Nairobi Jenkins.
All right, today is the day and time for sentencing. We don't have a pre-sentence report. Is that right?
Correct. I don't have one, at least, Your Honor. I believe that Mr. Jenkins hasn't been interviewed yet. He says he's called multiple times. He spoke with someone, but the questions that he was asked don't sound as though they were in-depth questions like that, which would be contained within the PSI.
All right. How many times has this been adjourned once already?
No, not the sentencing. I
The
don't
first
believe
time.
so.
Mr. Tooks.
Hey, Cal. I hear you.
Mr. Tooks.
Her room is not muted.
They muted.
Go ahead, sir.
All right, Mr. Tooks, I have a question. What's the history of the Mr. Jenkins?
Hold on 1 second, let me pull up. All right.
Somebody did it for me. I don't know how to do
It was adjourned previously. I have it for March 18th for some reason.
What happened then?
I honestly don't remember what happened on March 18th.
All right.
I'm sorry.
So this is the second adjournment, Mr. Tooks.
Did he get it? I'm looking now, took the plea in January, sentencing was in March. In March, we did it for the 17th of May. Yeah. And then from May, we referred him to today.
All right, Mr. Jenkins, what happened, sir?
Jenny, thank you so much. Sorry, I'm trying to get better at pausing at appropriate times. Jenny, thank you so much. It's good to see you. It's good to see you. Thank you for the super chat. And thank you for hanging out. Back from the future. That's awesome. For those of you that don't know, she is a Kiwi. So she is from New Zealand, and you currently live on. You know what? I'm gonna stop talking about your personal life. Gotta stop. But thank you so much, Jenny. I appreciate it.
I called them on the phone multiple times, and I finally got in contact with them 3 days after March 18th. And then that's when they called me on the phone. They asked me where I worked at, where do I live, and just what I do outside of my job. And that's all they asked me. And I specifically told them on the phone that at my next sentencing, I can't proceed if y'all don't let them know that I had an interview. And she said that we will let them know. Then I tried to call them back a few days later, and I've been calling, and I never get an answer. I've been leaving multiple voicemails. So I've just been trying to let them know I'm serious about getting my interview in, because I don't do anything. I just want to hurry up and get sentenced.
Right. Hold on for a second.
Okay, so the judge is calling. Never a good sign. Never a good sign when the judge picks up his phone to call and check on your story. Just saying, it's never going to be good because he doesn't believe you. He doesn't. When he has to fact check what you're saying to be true, you know what? Just stop. I shouldn't be laughing. I shouldn't be laughing, but yeah. Yeah, right? The judge just paused. He just paused his live stream. All right, what are we going to talk about now? How's everyone doing? Yep. Judge Colin right here. We look exactly alike. I mean, he's copied my facial hair. I wore glasses once, and at one time I shaved my head when I played football. So yeah, he's trying to copy me. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, Judge Perkins does that when he's waiting, though. And I see what you're saying, though. Get it, Bad Scooter, get it. All right, he's back.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna do. Now, what Mr. Jenkins, what did I tell you was gonna happen if I didn't get this pre-sentence report?
You said if you don't get the pre-sentence report, I have to go back to jail.
All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have you report to my courtroom on Monday at 8:30 a.m.
Okay.
All right. Davis, you gonna be available? I have to make a decision. I'm a decision whether I'm gonna take him into custody or not, so I can get this report.
Understood, Your Honor. Monday morning, I can come over, but I do have 2 matters over here, Frank Murphy.
Okay, I don't need you necessarily to be here, but he's got to.
Okay, I can be on Zoom, Your Honor. Yes.
All right. So, Mr. Tooks.
What time?
8:30 a.m.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
I'm about to go to jail.
I told you if you don't get this done, it was up to you to get it done. So I'm taking you into custody. I'll make a decision when you get here. Make sure you're here on time. That's all I got to tell you.
Ain't a building I can go up to?
Make sure you get here on time. We'll talk about that when you get here. 8:30 a.m. in my courtroom, 440 at 36th District Court.
Okay.
Okay. If you have any questions, talk to your lawyer. But we'll see you here on Monday, 8:30 a.m. sharp.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right.
Have a good weekend, Judge.
You too.
All right. Yeah. Again, that's why that's a bonus clip. I held on to this for yesterday, hoping I would get to see the in-person. He doesn't do his in-persons on YouTube, so didn't get it. Don't know. I don't know. I don't know if he showed up. I don't know if he went to jail. I don't know if he showed up with his report done. I'm going to guess because this happened on Friday. So this was Friday. So there's no way he got a pre-sentence, a PSI finished by Monday morning. There's no way. So did he go to jail? Most likely, but only if he showed up. But you know what? If he showed up, he's probably going to spend a day in jail, maybe 2 tops. If he didn't show up, he's in trouble. Let's just say that. And Mo, yes, I did play football. I played football in high school. I did. I played a lot of sports. I played soccer, basketball, and football. I was an athlete. I like to think I still am an athlete, but yeah, not so much competitive anymore. Anyways, you guys are all awesome. That's all I got. I think I hit everything. Yep. Yeah, I hit all my check boxes. You guys are all awesome. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for the super chats. Thank you for the gifted memberships. Kathy, I appreciate it. And yeah, you guys are awesome. Remember that. You guys are awesome. Let's go hang out on Discord. Go ahead and Discord for a little bit. And yeah, more videos tomorrow. I'm trying to keep this going, but I have nothing else to say. So I'm just going to end it. You guys all have a great night. Until next time. Bye.
Bye, Cal.
Bye, Kalilia. Thank you.